Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking museums. Why are we talking museums? Because Plumbella on Twitter brought up a really good point. She said, what purpose does a museum even have in The Sims 4? Like literally, what is the point? Is there a purpose and I'm just missing it? They're shite. And yeah, I agree, especially like base game museums are really rubbish. Iron Siegel also says, exactly, I wish there were more hands-on exhibits too that gave more lore maybe. I think museums aren't used for anything besides finding criminals there in the detective career. So yes, I agree. Like, so here I am in game and we can have a quick look at what is there to do in a base game museum. So if I jump in, I've got Cinderella Mouse here. She is a spellcaster, just so you know. She's a bit tired, but yeah, she's here. So this is Municipal Muses, I think it's called. It's like the base game museum. So you can come out here, you can sit here, but you can't really have anything to eat because there's nothing to eat. But you can come and sit down. You can steal the chair if you want to. If you're Cinderella, you can maybe set it on fire if you're a spellcaster. But other than that, yeah, you can just you can sit here. She doesn't look too happy about the whole situation, I have to say. You can hang around, you can chat with other Sims, so I guess it's a great place to meet other Sims. You can look at things, so I can view that. I mean, I can steal stuff. It's quite funny if you've got the kleptomaniac trait. Does Cinderella have I don't feel like she has the kleptomaniac trait, but she can steal things apparently, so I don't know, make of that what you will. Let me just move the wall. So you can come here, you can look at stuff. I mean, maybe we should try and steal something. What do you think we should try and steal, just for the sake of it, just because she can? I mean, this looks like a devil tree, which creepy. I love it. Oh look, it's got, I never ever realised before, it's like a little girl on his hand. I always thought it was just like a weird tree devil, but yeah, there's like a little girl he's talking to. That is really cute. Okay, let's steal that. Since I just learned something new today about a base game item. So study for historical insights. I can't remember what gives you that interaction, but sure. Why are you talking to shout out Beatrice Crumplebottom, by the way, who is available on my gallery if you want her. She's one of the Sims from The Sims 3 Supernatural. So yeah, if you want to grab the Crumplebottom, is she a Crumplebottom? Why am I being stupid? Yes. If you want to grab the Crumplebottom sisters who are all witches, you can go and find those on my gallery. So hopefully nobody else is going to come upstairs with me, because I really want to steal something just to feel like I've achieved something today in this visit to the library. Sorry, not even the library. Like, there's more to do at the library. At least you can use the computers there. But yeah, we can come here, we can look at things, we can set fire to things, and we can swipe things, and that is about it. But I can burglariate as well with the with that spell. So I was going to set it on fire, but sure. And then I guess I will steal this donkey painting. So you can come and paint pictures as well. So that's nice. Oh, what does Repario do on it? What? Confusing. Just burglariate it. It's fine. Can you stop studying it? Is she just waiting? Is she trying to not look suspicious? Is she waiting for like the all clear? Stop looking at things, Cinderella. But yeah, it's really boring, right? But I swipe things, so I guess good way of making money and causing chaos if that's your jam. Go and steal this thing, Cinderella. Come on. Nice. Okay, let's run away. Let's leave this place before the whole place burns down, and we'll just kind of run it off, and we'll have a look at what I've been up to with my museums in the game. So I do think that there's a lot that they could do. Maybe if we got like a museum game pack. I don't know how I feel about that, or like an update to base game museums to make them more interactive and more interesting. That could be really cool. But if you do have quite a few packs, and especially get to work, you can get together with the club system, you can be quite creative with what you can do and what you can set up yourself if you have museums in the game. So Cinderella's just walking through a wall there. I mean, I guess she's a spellcaster, so she can do that. Yeah, let's jump in and see what I've been up to in my game. I forgot that I had to pause OBS and not just my video. Back in a second. Okay, so again, using the club system heavily. So I did respond to what Plumbella and Iron Seagull were talking about, and I said, I've made my own, and I have clubs hang out there, like a high school science club doing research, and an archaeology club who do speeches. I have display cases for my Selvadorada exhibit, and a toddler craft room, and a sandpit so kids can pretend to be archaeologists, and so much more, right? And then I couldn't resist doing one of my favourite Indiana Jones quotes, because Indiana Jones quotes are the bestest. I did actually get quite a big response to this tweet. I got a lot of comments back, a lot of likes, and people were really interested in seeing kind of what I'd done in the game and whether the build was available on the gallery. Now I think an old version of this build is available on the gallery. I don't think I've got like an updated version, but here it is. Now, I will try and put the updated version on the gallery at some point, and the thing is though, I use a little bit of CC in it, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but have a look in the description box of the video for more information on that, and I'll kind of decide what I'm going to do. So just to kind of show you the build that it's based on, it is kind of roughly, very loosely based on the Manchester Museum, which is kind of like a natural history type museum. We also have like a science museum in Manchester as well. So I know it doesn't really look anything like it, but again, like very, very loosely based on it. That's kind of like what it was inspired by. If you actually go to the museum in Manchester, oh, hello Floor, sorry, that was just me switching between different modes. I am recording, aren't I? Yes, I'm recording. Okay, just checking I wasn't paused as well. So if you go to the Manchester Museum, they normally have like a big massive spider crab in the window there, so that is replaced by the snail in this build. But yeah, it's kind of very, very loosely based on that build. So I guess what I'm going to do is kind of jump into game and kind of show you what I've got going on. I've just switched from winter to summer so that you can really see a lot of the details. So we're just kind of waiting for everything to warm up and some of that snow to melt, so just be aware of that. But yeah, this is my own save. It's my own personal save that I kind of play in off camera, so I'll kind of show you what I've got going on here. I've got a town hall there where my politician works. I've got like a little boutique and art gallery over here. I think most of these are on my gallery if anybody wants them. And then this is kind of like a spa build. And a bank there as well. That's Cornerstone Investments back there. So it's kind of based a little bit on like French style buildings, this area. It is based on real world buildings. So if you want any of those builds, go and check out my gallery. But yeah, the museum itself. So this is one of my Sims. He's a teacher. I hope that he can work in the schools when we get that pack. He's also like, he is based on Indiana Jones. He's also like a Selvadorada expert. So his job is teaching, but he's actually like a very well-known archaeology like professor in my mind, in my brain. So he actually is part of, or the leader of, the Archaeology Society, which does hang out at this build. And sorry, terrible camera movements, I'm so sorry guys. And so you can see Jennifer Burb is also a member of this, because she's another adventurer, another explorer. I have these Sims in The Sims 3 as well. Like, this was their careers in The Sims 3, so I'm really happy that I can do that in the game now. Charles Kensington is like third in line to the throne, and he is a patron of the Archaeology Society. Cornelia Goth is another patron of the society, and Natalia and Florencia are actually Selvadoradan natives who come to kind of advise the Archaeology Society on Selvadoradan culture. So if I just start this gallery, you'll see they'll come in and they'll start actually doing things like giving speeches, making friends, talking, chatting, reading and viewing the art. So they come in and they do active things on the lot. So I'm just going to kind of start that. So I also have other clubs here. So I'll have like a science club. So I've got like some natural scientists as well. So I'm just trying to get this so I can actually move around the museum. So yeah, I have some like natural scientists as well, and things like that. So what else do I have? Like a school club as well, like a school science club, so I can bring like school kids on visits here, and just like parent and children clubs, because if you go to the Manchester Museum, they have a lot of children's activities as well, because they're trying to make it engaging, right? So yeah, these are some of my custom flags that I made for the Selvadoradian exhibit that I have going on in the game. So you're going to kind of see a little bit of CC as I kind of go around the build. This is how you normally go in to the Manchester Museum. You kind of go in through this little side passage here. So if you have mods installed and you want to have this little Selvadoradian food stand actually tended by a sim, you can come and have something to eat here. So I do recommend, I used to have a mod for this but it broke and I couldn't fix it, so I do recommend Little Miss Sam. I think she has some lot traits that you can place that will mean that the sales stalls get tended automatically, so you can come and have something to eat and have a little bit of a chat and look out over here. I'll kind of show you out the back as well. So in Manchester we have the Manchester Museum, which is kind of like humanities and like things and stuff, and like, you know, natural history, but we also have the Science Museum. So I've kind of combined those two ideas on this lot. But near the Science Museum there's like Roman ruins, so you can go and like explore those ruins, and so these are kind of like to symbolize that, kind of like that there used to be something built here and the ruins are still kind of standing. Now this is a sandpit, so all you have to do to have this in your game is you go into build mode. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining it very well. This is actually the second video that I've done on this, but I'm doing my best. So if you go into build mode and you go to terrain paint and you find basically any of the sand textures, you can just go in and build yourself a little sand pit. And yeah, this really low fence, which I think is just a base game fence, smooth keeper, Sims can actually step over that. So you can actually just go in and build your own sand pit, kind of on any lot. And you can have like toddlers and children come and play over here and kind of dig in the sand and pretend to be an archaeologist if you wanted to. For some reason it's not working right now. Here we go. So like drawing in the sand, if you have My Wedding Stories, making sand sculptures, and there's some clay balls in here as well. So that's just kind of like pretend that children are archaeologists, then they can kind of like come and dig in the sand pit. I don't know, I thought it was a cute idea, so I did that. So if you look at them walking across that. So again, this is kind of like what it's like at the Manchester Museum. You can see people kind of bridging those gaps between the buildings. So here is the entrance. So again, if you're using mods, you might want to have somebody come and tend these tills, just to kind of look like, you know, there's people working at the museum and kind of like inviting you in and that kind of thing. You don't have to pay to visit the museum, it's a free museum. And then there's a little gift shop here, so it's not actually functioning, but if you wanted to change the lot type to a retail store and come and buy gifts, you could absolutely do that and just kind of set all this stuff for sale. So there's like fossils, look at the moustache fossils, so funny to me. That's like a medieval reference, I assume. There's some like random things that you might take as gifts, so I don't know, maybe some culture made these, like maybe they're kind of like typical gifts from a certain area around the world, sugar skulls, like geodes and minerals and things like that, a little rocket ship. So just the kind of stuff that you'd expect to see in like the museum gift shop. So if I kind of spin around slightly this way, I'm just going to get a little bit lower. This room here in the Manchester Museum is actually like it's like a rotational exhibit, so it's a room that it's not a fixed display, they kind of change it out and have different kind of different exhibits going on here. So this to me is like a rented room. Currently Daniel is actually doing a Selvadoradian exhibit in here, so he's kind of coming in, he's you know, showing the public, I don't know why there's like a random painting there, but he's kind of like coming in and he's kind of showing the public some of his photos from his adventures. He's kind of you know, explaining, showing the world a little bit more about Selvadoradian culture. So it's kind of like an event room. These little buffet tables, so you could throw a party here. So again, it's like if maybe he was doing like a book deal or something, he would you know, a book teaching people about Selvadoradian history, he would have a party for that and have like an event and kind of mingle a little bit with people. So it's just a nice thing you can do. I've also had my artists, like my my painters, come in and put in displays here. And again, you can change out that exhibit. So if you wanted to do an exhibit on werewolf culture and the lore and history of Moonwood Mill or of Tartosa, you could absolutely do that. Maybe Solani as well. You could have like a Solani exhibit. But for my Sims at the moment, it is all about Selvadorada. So that's what they've got going on. Now here, again in Manchester Museum, if you go down the stairs here, here, that's where you're going to find the toilet. And you can see I can't go down there for some reason with tab mode, it just won't go, but there is just like a little toilet down there, and you can see some of my custom paintings there as well. Again, just kind of promoting the Selvadoradian exhibit. And once again, in Manchester Museum, which this is inspired by, they often have like a little educational room. It's like a little arts and crafts room, and you can see what would be a spider in real life, but today it's the snail. Yeah, so they have like a little craft room, a little education room here in the real museum. So I've kind of got that going on here again. So if you want to bring like a school group, you know, if you were playing as a teacher and you thought, I'm going to bring the school group here, I'm going to bring a group of kids or teenagers or toddlers here, you could absolutely do that. There's like a desk here for them to do some homework. There's some clay for them to do some art and get hands on with kind of like sculpting stuff, you know, like their ancestors would have done. There's a little arts and crafts table here, and just kind of stuff to inspire them around the room as well, like things for them to use as a reference if they were going to draw, or just stuff to kind of inspire them and give them ideas. And then over here as well, you've got the little Lego tables that they can come and use. So yeah, I think it's a really, really cute little room, and I do use it. So I'll bring my own, like I'll have them, because I used to do this with my own children as well. So as a mum, I would take them to the Manchester Museum, and we'd go in and we'd go into the little art room, and they'd draw some pictures or they'd do some crafts. So if you want to do a little day out as a mum, you know, as a mum with kids in the game, you could absolutely do that. Look at him just crafting stuff over there. He's like really getting hands on. I do feel like he's going to be a good investor. So back here again, based on the general layout of the Manchester Museum, there's like a little cafe. So again, you could turn this into a coffee shop if you wanted to, and then this would be active, and you could get a mod to have a barista if you wanted to as well. And again, it's just a little another little place that you can bring Sims to kind of hang out and have a little chat and have a little day out. So a little bit more to do, I think, than a standard museum. He's really giving that a good go, isn't he? Very proud of his work. Well done, Charles Kensington. I should probably replace these with lockers, because that's what should be there, because I've done that as well. I've gone to the museum and just kind of dumped all my coats and all my extra bags and my buggy and things in the lockers, so I can walk around without dragging a load of stuff around with me. So yeah. Again, I've kind of combined it with as kind of a natural history and a science museum. So we have these sculptures of kind of like famous people throughout history who were important scientists in my brain. The chicken butt sculpture over there as well, which makes me laugh. Yeah, so another brilliant thing is, because we have these large objects like the giant microscope and the giant observatory over here. So again, lots of different display cases, like just showing random science stuff. So yeah, the giant like silly telescope as well over here. So because these I feel are too big to use on like a standard lot, you might want to come to the museum to use them. So again, my scientists actually come here to do research and to do like hands-on training. So a lot of my uni students, oh, what did I just do? A lot of my uni students will come here to do like research and development and things. My scientists will come here to kind of you know, bring back the things that they found in the field, to kind of like analyze them and do research on them. So again, it's just a way to use this big equipment in a way that feels like it has a place and it has a purpose. So hi Jennifer Burb. Let's keep going through this way. So this again is another little educational room, again for the kids who want to come and learn about science. They can get a little bit hands-on, just a small little science room there. If we go out through, let's go upstairs first actually. Actually, what am I going to show you first? So again, just like a little through area here, a little display room. I'll show you this room too. This again is like a little educational room just for children, just so that they can kind of act out things. So if they wanted to do a little play on, I don't know, the history of the scientists, they could come and do a little play for each other. Again, just like another little thing that they can use. Another little like educational storytelling tool for the children. So yeah, let's go back this way. Can I go a little bit faster? I can. I've figured out how to do that now. So again, just more science stuff, more things to inspire, more things to analyze, because this is the kind of stuff you find if you go to a museum, especially like a science or humanities based museum. Yeah, some geodes and stuff over there. It'll be fun actually to use the telescopes and see what kind of stuff I can get through from the new telescopes, right, the smaller ones now. This is a little actual science room that the door should be locked. For some reason it isn't, but it should only be accessible by certain groups, because this is another room where my scientists come to do the research and do the lab work. So you can see there's like the lab objects in there, and some computers and things like that. So and that like chemical analyzer thing there as well. So yeah, this again is just another room where certain clubs and certain groups who are kind of science based are supposed to come and kind of do research, again just so that you can do it without being actually on the work lot, without having to have these big objects on your home lot. Because who has things like that on the home lot? So here you go as well. Here's one of the Selvadorada speeches. So again, this is the club making this. I'm sorry, the camera angle is awful. So again, this is like the club making this happen. Just to kind of show you again what I'm doing there. So Archaeology Society, I tell them specifically to hang out at the Natural History Museum, and one of the things is to give a speech. So if you want to come and see, like, the club will hang out as well, even if you're not actively playing with them. So if I'm playing with a different family, a different set of Sims, say for example if I'm here with my my school students or my university students who are doing science projects, they might come here, and if they're lucky they might catch the Archaeology Society here giving a speech. So again, clubs are a brilliant way to assign certain Sims to a lot and get them to perform certain activities. So yeah, she's giving a speech on Selvadoradian culture because she is a Selvadorada expert as part of the archaeology club. So if we go through here as well, so this again is just like a spillover from the neighbouring exhibit. There's kind of like all bugs and insects and things, which again you can find in the Manchester Museum. So this room here is full of frogs and weird and wonderful things like this, like alien things. So anything, again, like if you want to kind of like research some of this stuff, you could absolutely come here and do it. Oh, a skeleton there again, because natural history, right? So if you had a doctor perhaps, or somebody training to be a doctor, you might want to bring them here. Maybe you want to bring your vets here to have a look at different animals and like how they're made, and this little kind of insect area here too. So quite a lot of stuff to come and check out. If we kind of go down here as well, so it is quite a big lot as well, like, and lots of different stuff as well. So depending on what you're doing with your Sims, there's a lot of different reasons why you might come here. So this area here is this is where you find Stan the dinosaur, Stan the T-Rex in Manchester's museum, and a load of stuff about the planets. So there's some stuff here about like fossils and things, and here is finally my Selvadorada exhibit. So let's go down the stairs. Doopy-doopy-doo. I jumped over the railing. Please don't do that if you're visiting an actual museum. So these display cases actually came with Jungle Adventures, and what you can do, because they're so perfect, so you could come here. So for example, Daniel, when he's getting the kind of objects and things, getting the relics, if he gets a multiple, he'll come and he'll donate the multiple to the museum. It belongs in a museum, right? And it's got like lots of pictures as well. So if you use photography, he's got lots of pictures of the stuff that you found in the jungle, like the plane and the bridge. And again, it's just a way to kind of educate other Sims on some of the like the lore and the history and the culture in the game. So there's all these kind of like stone things up here. There's this thing here for like the different actual relics, like the ones that do the magic, so they're in there, and there's some skulls and things around here as well. So yeah, again, some of the skeletons, some of the skulls, some of the temple guardian pictures. Yeah, so you can have these little exhibits going on, and again, you can rotate these out. So I've also got like some scientists who are researching Solani at the moment, so I could even bring my Solani scientists here and change that display out and make it a Solani display with like some of the shells and things like that. Or I could have my werewolves come and do like a Moonwood Mill exhibit and have like the relics from Moonwood Mill in there. So it's really, really cool that you can come and do that. So again, just to kind of show you how this works, so if I go into his inventory, he's got like a variety of different relics and things, so you can just pull these out of his inventory and you can just put them in there and they'll stay there, like he will leave them there, right? And you can also like actually name this. So if I get him to come in, so you can rename it and like it will have a description, and I can get him to come and read the plaque, or get other Sims to come and read the plaque, and it will tell you, I'm just going to fast forward that, So it will tell you a little bit, like you can come and view them, you know, and like all that kind of stuff. He doesn't own the item. He did own the item. I don't know what happened. So yeah, Discoverer Daniel Mitchell. So it will have like the names on it if it doesn't break. Like photographer Daniel Mitchell or Discoverer Daniel Mitchell. Yeah, Professor Daniel Mitchell, Selvadoradian relic. So I've actually gone in and given it that name. Like, here you go. Like, so who curated this collection? Professor Daniel Mitchell. What type of collection is this? Selvadoradian relics. So you could easily do who created this. I don't know. Who is there, like Christopher, I can't remember his last name, like Christopher the werewolf, or Greg. Who created this? Greg. What type of collection is this? Moonwood Mill relics, right? Or Mooncastle lore, something like that. And you could do that and kind of, you know, set up your own exhibits of whatever you wanted, right? Solani stuff, I don't know, alien stuff. You could have like a 6am exhibition here. So there's quite a lot of stuff that you can come and do. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it, really, really proud of it. So like I say, some of the other things that you can do, like you can bring your kids here, you can have them like dig around in the sandpit, you can have them come and do some arts and crafts, you can come and play with the stuff on this floor as well. So great day out for kids. If you want to bring a school group here, again, he is a teacher, so maybe he would want to bring a group of his own students here to kind of like do some research or do a project. If you want to bring your uni students here to come and use some of the science equipment on a lot where it makes sense, right? So I don't actually have like a science lot on my uni campus, but this is where my uni students come to do like any research and to use that equipment, because you can't actually visit, you know, like the science facility unless you're in the career. So it works really well as an alternative for that as well. And yeah, just the various groups I have. So if I jump back into my my groups, club manager, so some of the different groups, I've got so many, and some of them are really silly as well. So if you see anything that's like silly, just ignore it, please. Who do I have? I'm just scrolling through. Natural scientists. So again, my natural scientists are currently doing a lot of work in Solani, and yeah, a lot of conservation work and things like that. So they could absolutely come back here to kind of analyse stuff or put on their own exhibit. Sorry, it really annoys me that it goes back to the top of the list and you have to scroll through again, because I have so many clubs for so many things. What else? So the school biology club might want to come here and kind of use some of the science equipment as well, like the microscopes and things, looking for frogs. What else? I do have uni students, Daedalus Inc. as well. Is it Daedalus? No, Asclepius would probably, Daedalus would probably use it as well, because that's like, again, scientists. The Asclepius Foundation is actually, they are all to do with health and food and nutrition and the body. So they're all to do with like working out and that kind of thing. So these are like my doctors in training, some of them doctors in training, athletes in training. You may recognize some of them are like pre-mades and recurring, I can't speak, pre-mades or reoccurring characters from previous games. So for example, this is Tank Grunt, this is Tybalt Cap, this is Hugo from Hugo Villarreal. So yeah, then this is my own sim, Laura, who's studying to be in the medicine career. So again, they would absolutely, I need to do more with this club. It's in process. This is the sim that I'm currently playing with actually at uni. She's just gone there. So yeah, they would absolutely come and hang out here too, and kind of do some of that biology type stuff. So with a little bit of creativity, with a little bit of out of the box thinking, with a little, not saying that the others don't do that, but you know, just sharing ideas for stuff that you could do in your own game potentially. If you know, we all get ideas from each other, don't we? We collaborate in the Sims community. So yeah, if you were looking for ideas of like how to upgrade your museums, or you wanted to just download this from the gallery, again, it does have some custom content, but you could just replace that with whatever if you don't have that in your game. It's only really my signs, and you could just put whatever you wanted up there. But yeah, if you wanted to grab that off the gallery, you could absolutely do that. You could change out the exhibits yourself, put in whatever, you know, whatever your Sims are playing with, they could put on their own exhibit. You could put on your own event as well. If you want to come and have somebody rent out this space for some sort of party, you could do that. If you wanted to change it to a cafe for the day, you could. If you wanted to change it to retail for the day, you could. There's quite a lot that you can do with this build. Or again, keep it as a museum and just use the club system to make it vibrant and make different Sims come and do different stuff here, like putting on the speeches or kids coming and doing crafts or whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, this is a new crest in my game. It is available on my gallery already, but I'll update it and put it back on. And yeah, check it out and let me know if you use it in your game. Send me screenshots on Twitter at Cinderella Mouse and all that jazz. And yeah, that's more or less it. I will see you again soon. Do take care of yourselves. Bye bye.